stop this. Ain't nothing gonna stop this fire. I was born to be making history. Something greater, something higher. Ain't nothing gonna stop this fire. It's reality. I was born to be something greater, something higher. Ain't nothing gonna stop this fire.
Welcome, everybody. Tonight we're covering translucent of Bigfoots, but we got a few announcements that we're going to be doing first. Then we're going to check the comments real fast, and then we're going to get started with a few lessons tonight and things that you need to know about, especially out in the field, or or maybe you just have never seen these things before, or that you don't even know that they're around, but you do need to watch this broadcast. And also stay to the end. We've got some more information that we're going to share with you about that. And I'll ask TrackerElla to do the announcements, and then and also the comments, and then we'll start.
Okay. We have two Facebook groups, Oklahoma Bigfoot Predator Watch, Antlers and Surrounding Areas. We welcome you to join that. And also Choctaw Missing and Murdered Woman, WOMBMAN, and Sun Center and Database. That's another Facebook group, and we post a lot of information on those also, including links to this show. So we welcome you to join those, and also to subscribe, so that more people can see the videos. The more people that see it, the more people it gets out to. It's that simple, and it's important information. So yeah, welcome. Oh, and we have our DVD also.
Oh.
Is about the Bigfoot predator in Oklahoma and Antlers and surrounding areas. And our Cashapp is $TrackerElla. If you would like to order the DVD, it's got everything you need to know from the origin of the Bigfoot to what it's doing now and how close it is into these areas. That's it for announcements.
Okay. So don't forget, you do need the DVD, and even if you got questions right now, the answers are in that DVD. We're going to do the comments now, and we're going to talk about the lesson, but we'll get to a lot of that in just a moment. So we'll see what we're going to be, what's going on here.
Everyone's checking in and saying hello, settling in. Charles, Linda. Joe Blow, everybody saying hi. What am I looking at there? Is that a cloaked Bigfoot? Yes, Joe Blow, we'll talk about that in the lesson. Okay, this is just everyone catching up. Carla, hey Carla. Everybody saying hi. Ooh, y'all are ready tonight. Charles says, pray we must says, hi Jerry and Tracker E, we're ready. Good deal. Jerry and Tracker E, I finished the DVD and it was the best info anyone could ask for sure. Thank you, Charles, that's fantastic. Welcome to everybody, and everybody said hi, and we'll want to ask the people that are already in here, if you would, to self-moderate for us, because now the lesson's going to begin, and we feel a sense of urgency to get this information out, and we ask y'all's help. And then at the end, like if you would take notes and write down any questions, but don't put them in the feed until the lesson's over, because it'll distract everyone, and then they may miss something that it's happened too many times. It will give a piece of information, and shortly after that, someone who watched the stream, it was life-saving for them. So you don't want that to be, or I mean, if that's you, you want to hear that information. So.
And we had also people ask us questions on the comments, which we had already given the answer in the live stream. So we know that they weren't listening, especially whenever they ask comments like that. But
so if y'all would just help us moderate, let the new ones know real quick.
Yeah, because some people come in during the middle and they don't know. So and a lot of viewers are regular people that come in to learn, to listen to this. We're not sharing things that you can find on any other channel, and it's not for our benefit. But we are sharing this with our tracking team, all this information, and you're getting to listen to what we're talking about, what we would talk about if we were, if we could have everyone here. We would be sitting around our table talking about everything that we're talking about right here, except we wouldn't have to do these live streams, and you wouldn't get that information if we were able to get our tracking team together. So this is the way that we share, and whenever we we have a couple times recently that we've seen a couple of conversations going on, and we'll kind of get into that, because being a warrior, especially in the things that we do, you have to listen. You have to know what we're saying. It will save your life out there, and if you find out that someone else is having similar problems, you are able to help them. You know what to do then, because you listen.
And distraction that's one of my personal battles. Distraction is a tool of the enemy, and so it can happen. Like there may be something planned from the enemy for you, and you could have avoided it because you were led to such a small station or channel, but you missed it, and then it worked, like their plan worked. That's happened to me before, getting distracted, and so anyway, we'll catch up with the part of getting to talk to each other at the very end, and we love that part too, but just we'll in sections. Yeah,
so just kind of monitor the chat, especially our regular friends, to help us do that, so we can we want to show you the photos and everything that we have to show our team, but whenever we're having to go back and forth, but everybody kind of understands what we're talking about now. So we're going to go back over to the photos and get back to where we're going to start at.
And we're glad everybody's here.
We are.
Very, very glad.
We're glad you're here, so you can hear all this information. So tonight, as far as our tracking team, we have to learn this information right away. We have to share it. But as what we're doing right now is we're taking it step by step. The next thing that we need to talk about, the next thing that we need our team to know about. that's also something about some of the comments that people are suggesting that we talk about this topic or that topic or something, but we know the importance right now, and our team has already talked about some of the topics that a lot of people want us to talk about.
So there, yeah, if you can go back at another time and start back at the older videos,
Yeah.
you'll find a lot of good things too. And as we get time, and we'll try to get those listed different things, but we may not be able to, so you'll get to it quicker if you just search for yourself for your interest.
Yeah. So the warrior's greatest mistake is to think the warrior has time. Do everything now. We have one example is our friend Bernice. She's got Bigfoots in her area. She just sent us a report yesterday and today of activity that the young ones have found now, because they do know now. But at the time we were supposed to meet, was supposed to be at the South Arkansas Bigfoot Festival, which was June, I think. And but something come up, but still, it's pre-programming too. Like saying there's no such thing as a Bigfoot expert. That's just programming. But the other programming is to think that you have time, that there's always next year, and that was the response of the children was, "Oh, Mom, we'll catch it next year." But that festival may be there, but we won't be there. I mean, we may not be there. We may not be there next year. So
we don't even know.
And yeah, we don't even know, and we'll get to that also. But so what we did was through some other tracking and I would say responsibilities that we had to take care of, we had the opportunity to go to this family's house, bring the DVD player, and spend time with them and track with them and show them how we do things and what we use. But if we didn't do that, that family would not have the information that they have right now. So you can't think that you've got time to do things. And that's another thing with the DVD. We don't know if this computer's going to stay up, and if it didn't, then we're going to have to redo the whole thing.
The woman that we're talking about, today I was just saying that every time that we have a conversation, she's helping somebody in a different state right now with what she's learned, and they just had an encounter last night that was very aggressive. Her friends in a different state, and she wouldn't have had that information to help them. So it could be it's not even you guys, but someone else that you'll run into.
And it wasn't like I mean, it's saying that we were in a different state. It's, that was a whole different state, but that where it happened was just a little ways from where they normally are. But from us, that's a long way. That was Louisiana, I think.
Mm-hmm, but close to the Texas border too. But like not there at her place, but
That's Shreveport.
mm-hmm.
And that was just last night. I mean, there's encounters happening right now, and we just got another report, and we're going to talk about that one also.
And every time we talk to her about fresh encounters, we're getting kicked out of Messenger, and we're having a lot of communication troubles lately, and abnormal investigations is also. So the channels that are trying to get this information out about the aggressiveness of these things.
Yeah, all the ones, but I mean, mostly just us and that one, really. I mean, like the other ones, if you go to their channels, you're going to see if they're talking, like we give the example, they're talking about Ma's bean pie and the color of a Coca-Cola can and comments and everything. So nobody's paying attention, and there's no real information that they're giving anyway. But the people who do listen, they're reporting or have seen the DVD are now able to find, locate, identify, and know the sounds, the symbols of everything, and they're reporting back. And now, I mean, we're getting video, photos,
And they're teaching people. That's what's exciting. They're helping
Yes.
people in their areas.
They're helping people now. They're able to do that now. They can give the answers now.
And it's y'all, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. And whenever, yeah, and whenever we get back to everything up and running, like the other phone and everything, that we're gonna reconnect with them so you yourself can hear the updates of what's going on in their areas. And they are living in hot spots, and you may not even know that you're in a hot spot. But as warriors, as trackers, you have to say goodbye, to your family, to your friends, and because you don't know. And we talked about that with some other friends today of why we speak the truth and we carry ourselves in a certain way is that we're crawling in caves. We're looking for signs, symbols. We're going through their blinds. We're exposing their ambush spots, pulling out some of their weapons and things like that. So we're a trained team, but things do happen. And but we'll also talk about something about that on protection in just a little bit. And that also leaves you with no regrets. If you finish what you start, you're not going to have regrets. Saying goodbye to your loved ones, let them know how you feel now, and that's the way you're always going to feel about them, and keep it that way. But
Meaning you just don't leave unfinished business. You let people know how you feel, so there's not the regrets of, I wish I'd have told them I loved them. I wish I'd have gone back and given them one more hug or that kind of thing. That's what we're talking about
Yeah.
here. Thank you for when you did this for me when I was 7. Say those things now.
oh yeah,
You could walk out the door and get nailed by a frozen compost thing from an airplane. It's happened,
and even
No one knows.
yeah, and go back with them. Go back to when they were a kid or when you was a kid, and thank them for taking care of you when you were sick. Who taught you how to ride the bike or how to stand up for yourself or to say a prayer. Especially those people. But this also, and like some of the people who's already watched the video, Chuck Charles just watched the video. He can tell you about the information that is shared in that video, so that you know what to look for and how to find it. And especially tonight, we're going to go over a few more things that's in that video, but it's explained with. We couldn't do video. All we have is photographs tonight, but in the DVD you will see that part of the translucent viewing. So this is giving you knowledge that you've never had before, and some people will tell you, I didn't know that, or but it'll make sense. It falls into place. But also, like Tracker E was saying, or talking about listening and distractions. Like you should be sitting down listening, like a classroom. You've got the opportunity to have the teacher telling you or talking to you privately and personally, like right to each other, like what we're doing here. But you'll find distractions or things that want to distract you. You'll even get phone calls, from someone who you're not really the best friends with, but you may get a phone call from like the child that you just only have one and just love it so much that you want to grab that phone. Those things will interfere. Not that those are not good things. It's just that at the certain time,
Watch the timing,
watch the timing. When we're talking about spiritual knowledge and things like that, watch what happens. Pay attention to that so you can, let that distraction go on by, or even, like we was telling people before, just clear your mind and concentrate on what we're saying, to focus on what we're saying, and don't let, the kids come in the room for 1 hour, or tell your husband or wife that, give me just this 30 minutes or 1 hour of time, just let me, have, focus. and you'll see how much you absorb, and then you'll close all that back up, and you can go back to the regular life, and then you can start sharing because you know exactly what we said, and it has saved lives, like we've talked about, and deterred Bigfoot from people's areas.
If you're in a hot spot, that focus is how you can do the mind protection technique, and so it's necessary. Even if you're not in a hot spot for Bigfoot, there's spiritual warfare every single day, and the focus is, how many times have you tried to read the Bible for a believer and your mind drifts, or you try to pray and your mind drifts before you even get halfway into what you intended to pray for? That's the kind of thing we're talking about with distractions. It's a spiritual weapon.
Yeah, that's also whenever you say, I'm going to have to watch this over, and I'm going to have to watch it over and over. That is also spiritual warfare, getting you to not pay the attention that you need to. But tonight we're talking about the translucency of the Bigfoot, and even in the book that was taken out of the Bible, which is, where you're going to find certain words that we're going to be talking about tonight. And one very important one is called Lord of the Spirits. I've mentioned that one before, past years, but it just kind of went over some of the guys' heads, so we had to go back to having people understand about not only the Lord of the Spirits, but you got ground spirits, tree spirits, water spirits, cloud spirits, thunder spirits, lightning spirits, rain spirits, mist spirits, fog spirits, shadow spirits, there's just everything. There's predators all over the place, and these predators can become translucent. They do hunt by using that translucent, and they do eat people. So this is one of the topics that we're going to be talking about tonight. But also warrior ways and tracking ways that we've been sharing up to this point also. Let's see. But I'll do this. As warriors, you have to complete every task you start. Whatever you plan on doing that day, make sure you do it. If you're starting a project to build a small shed or something, you make sure you have time to do that. And you get out there and you build it in one day if possible. Get it done and get it over with. This is when you will gather power. Each completion of each task gathers power, whether it's small or big. And the big ones, I'm talking about going into dangerous situations or going into situations where you may not be coming out or you needed protection, that you can use your spiritual power, your spiritual energy also. But so finish every task that you start, especially our trackers. We need to have everyone complete everything you start every day so that your body knows to do it, and your spiritual body, your spiritual energy knows we will finish it. We will make it no matter what. We will make it. And and by completing that, with every decision you make, finish it, and that builds your spiritual power. We're going to talk about that also in just a few minutes also.
When you get scattered, if you're like I was, you're working real hard every day, all day, here, but at the end of the day, you're exhausted and nothing was accomplished. So this lesson applies to me big time, and it's been a real challenge for me to learn to stay focused on one thing. But you wouldn't believe how much that reduces blood pressure and anxiety, and that's why this is also important.
like we're talking about, you have to be a truth walker, a truth talker. The spiritual energy, the spiritual world only understands, only communicates with truth talking people, truth walkers. You don't have any regrets. You got everything finished. So wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, you can go. There's no regrets. You got everything. Um, and also, don't doubt. And like we were talking about today about prayers, how people will repeat a prayer whenever you say your prayer. Whenever you send it out there, it's out there. It's going to go do its job. But whenever you doubt, and you may doubt for a second and say, "Oh no, it's going to work." Oh, maybe. Oh, and that's what's happening. Your energy's just it will finish. It will work, but it may take days, hours. I mean, just a long time because you keep doubting and stopping that energy. You have to just know that what you're saying is going to go. It's going to happen. Trust in that. Um, a person who there's a difference between listening and hearing, and like when a person hears, uh, we're not paying attention. We got our iPhones. We're thinking, how does this pertain to me? How does this information pertain to me? Or um, you'll compare it to the information that you have, or you're going to be thinking of a story that's similar or more better than the one before. To look at people talking about basketball. I scored 20 points, but the other guy said, "Yeah, well, I scored 30 at this game." It's they didn't hear what the person was saying. Like whenever we listen to abnormal investigations, we do listen, and whenever we're listening to your channel, we're listening for what's in that background, what's chirping, what sound is making this. Is that a grunt? Is that movement? Is that leaf rustling? And that's the way everyone should listen to this channel. What are we saying? What are we telling you? What are we teaching you? It's all important. It will save your lives.
When we're talking about the being a truth walker, there's a protection in that, in telling the truth, and it can be scary to tell the truth all the time. When you think about if someone asks you something that the truth may hurt their feelings, like reasons that we might lie to people or to avoid discomfort, to not hurt feelings, to not let someone be mad at you because we're embarrassed or ashamed, or to try to control others, which is witchcraft. You don't have to cast a spell. If you're trying to control anyone or manipulate someone, you're doing witchcraft. Or you might lie to take advantage of others. So there might even be good reasons in your mind to lie to someone, but when you do that, it's a chink in your armor. You're chinking your own armor, and it removes a protective covering from you. So it's very important not to. There's always a way out. God always provides you a way out, and so that's why we're pounding it home about the not lying. And you may even have an enemy that tries to get you to lie. Or it may be someone who loves you that may try to get you to lie and just not realize they're removing your spiritual covering by something that just seems simple and innocent. Anytime that you lie, you are giving your power up. Something has control of you. It may be the person that knows that you lied, or it may be the demon that now knows they got you in a place of shame or embarrassment. I think every time you hear about somebody big falling, it's generally over a lie being exposed.
Also, don't let your reasoning is a big enemy, especially for spirituality and spiritual people. Don't let your reasoning change what you are seeing, especially out in the field. When you see that shadow, that glimpse, and we're going to talk about a few things more about this also in a little bit, but Don't let your reasoning change what you're seeing or what you're hearing. Because if your mind, if you don't prepare, like we tell everybody, you prepare for seeing that 25, 35, 200, 1,000 pound snarling, vicious, red-eyed, drooling, clawed, hairy beast looking at you. Be prepared for that. But no, that's the way it's supposed to look. So it's not that way to another creature like that. That's a normal look for another creature. They're not scared of each other, and you don't be scared of them. And you've got armor, you've got spirituality. If you become your truth walker and teach the children also. But if the reasoning is allowed to change what you're seeing, if you're seeing even a 4 foot Bigfoot predator, and they are predators, and the 4 footers are very strong too, and they don't walk alone, so there will be more. But if you let your reasoning change that into a group of kittens around your vehicle, or now,
And it's happened.
and it has happened to some people where their mind just turned them into kittens, and luckily they got out. But if you let your reasoning change that, what you're seeing, that can cost you your life. That just made a vicious creature turn into a small puppy, or a lost dog or something. So see everything for what it is, especially out in the field. Don't let your reasoning change anything. That will cost you your life out there. Um, also um, teach man to be the spiritual warrior. And Jesus' people need to be, or actually, Jesus' people have to be who they are, who they say they are, and to be the warriors of God. Don't be that. Um, don't be the one that runs. Be that David. Be that. Be that Samson. Be those. Those are the ones you're supposed to be. You're not supposed to be cowards and laying down and things like that. You're supposed to be the one standing. You're supposed to be showing who you are. Um, Also teach the spiritual laws to the people. Teach them about the spiritual laws of truth. That you cannot connect to spirituality, to true spirituality, if you're a liar or a deceiver. Your energy, what you say, has to be truthful. When you speak, your words have to be truthful. The spiritual world, like we're saying, the language of the spiritual world is truth. That's the only way you can connect with that.
Someone asked us, what if you don't want to tell them the truth? You don't have to tell you don't have to say anything. You're allowed to say, why do you ask?
Yeah.
And then it flips it on them, and then they're like, well, they'll start backpedaling. Why am I asking? Am I just being nosy? Or, you don't have to tell people all of your business. It's okay.
Yeah.
You can just say, I prefer not to answer that, or,
Yeah.
change the subject, whatever, but you don't have to lie. We're saying.
Yeah, and we'll also get to this in just a minute also. But be that truth walker, truth talker. That connects you. Also, teach the spiritual laws about the thresholds, the home, yourself, your car, your tent. Anything can be a threshold to help you, to protect you from danger, from harm. Uh, but also, you have to be who you say you are. You can't be a liar and expect that these thresholds are going to hold up. Everything falls with that deception. The spiritual the spiritual laws of love. Your love, your family's love, your brother, sister, mother, uh, child, aunt, uncle. When y'all have love, you have protection. You have a extra body protection kind of thing. It's an extra shield that protects you. Demons don't want to be a house full of love. They want that chaos, that destruction, that one that wants to go find a friend.
because it's weaker.
It is, and the spiritual laws of hope. Never give up hope. Hope will always get you through. Don't give up hope. And like we said a while ago, don't doubt. Don't doubt.
And we're being programmed as a society to be hopeless. It's like cool and funny to constantly talk about how weak you are, how vulnerable you are, how you're broken, which disorder that you have. It's like a competition of who has the most weaknesses. And if you're telling yourself constantly, I have a disorder, or I'm weak, or I'm fragile, I'm broken, over and over and over, I'm an alcoholic, you know, stop it. Start telling yourself with the words, I'm strong, I'm a warrior, I'm protected. There's power in the words.
There is. Also, truth, your spirituality, that builds, that grows, that from every grand deed that you do, you gain spiritual power. And like we're saying, there's a difference between your energy body and your spiritual power. Your spiritual power is what you're gathering from your deeds, from your truth, from the way you live your life. You get power that way. It's extra. It's an overflow. You know, it's extra things that you can do great things with. Um, but it also deters Bigfoots and demons. Love deters them. So we're giving you all these things that you should be using or can use and will use um, to make your family stronger, to protect yourself, protect your area, protect your homes. You can share it with your friends, your family.
And you may not even realize that you are already using some of these, and you can amp it up when you realize what's going on. That when you're laughing and having game night in a proper way, in a happy way, those things strengthen your families.
Then, you know, spiritual power, it can be completely depleted, or it can be more of an abundance to where anything that you do is just powerful. But you can't deplete it, and you can even start depleting by giving your own part of your energy away. Don't ever do that. Don't ever give energy away. And if you don't have any grand deeds and you're not a true talker, don't go and try to share energy to heal somebody. You are going to deplete yourself quickly. And that person, a lot of those people don't even acknowledge it or
Recognize.
appreciate appreciate the energy that you spent giving them to be healed at that time, or to fix something, or you know, something like that.
But you can't dwell in that. You got to keep moving.
Yeah, you got to keep moving, but you still you're depleting your energy, and that's the only thing it's doing. It's either getting depleted or it's growing. There's only two things that it does. Um, But when you want to use your spiritual power, when you are a truth talker, truth walker, you have all this knowledge that we're sharing with you. You can do powerful things. You can help other people. You can heal with it. You have an abundance. You are able to share that extra power that you've gathered from deeds. And like us, we always gather power from our task that we have to do for that day. There was like a time that we was going to go to a known slaughterhouse. We already know this is where Bigfoots pull bones, pull people, pull things. In this area, there was a big old kind of a meat hook there in that last area, and we had to go retrieve a game cam from that area. We all knew the circumstance. We all knew the situation. We all knew our jobs, our duties. And whenever we went there and came back, because we just went there and came right back, we're only protected, like TrackerElla was explaining to some people today, that we're only protected for what we asked for. Use your intent. My intent is to go there and come back by dinner time. I want to be back at my home. That will carry you there and back, but it's not protecting you for looking over here, going over there, over here, over there. It's only for what you are going to go do and come right back. So, um, but that's part of the spiritual. Whenever you need that power that you gathered from that operation, and I guess we have a mission, I guess we can say, and we've been on different things where we knew that there's certain circumstances where we got to do this right. We got to come in, do what we got to do, and get out. And we've been on a lot of tracks and track and locates where we set our intent. We know what we're doing, but that also goes with years of experience. But that's also when we come back from those things, that's gathering power. Now we know what they look like. That's gathering power. Now we know what they smell like. We're gathering power. Now we know this. Now we know that. We went and finished that mission, that job, that duty that we had, and we came back. And when we do that, we gain spiritual power. Now remember, there's a difference between spiritual power and your spiritual body or your soul. There's a difference. But the spiritual energy, the spiritual power that you gather from the truth talking and doing these deeds that need to be done that normal people don't do, but you can be doing this. But
I was going to say, there's so many examples in the Bible of Jesus pounding at home, stay focused, stay focused, stay focused. Are you not listening? Have you not been paying attention? And that's because of the power. And an example of power pulling from, for those of you that know the story of the woman who had bled for years, and she reached out and she touched the hem of his garment. She said to herself, if I could just touch his robe, I know I will be healed. And he felt that. She didn't even touch his skin. He just felt her touch her robe. And that was energy. He felt, who pulled this energy from me? Who took that from me? That's how in tune with his own energy that he was in the times when he would say, don't touch me, stick, that was all protecting them and protecting himself. So that's a good example.
Yeah, and we was also talking about how even just the words, like whenever she said that, she said, if I just do this, I know I'll be healed. And
faith
in that. And as warriors, we return. This is it. This is the battle. This is what we're here for. And we're all here at the same time. We're all getting to share this information to each other right here, right now, to make sure that we're all on the same page, that we all have the information.
I guarantee that everybody watching this are people that are amazed by the times that we're living in. And yeah, we're all here for an important purpose, to be born in this time, because this is a time like no other. And I think that's awesome.
We've had a lot of professional trackers and things who have been in the same situations we have been, or other situations that we haven't been in, only because we do things a little differently. But they all agree too. There's something going on here. I mean, everyone feels it.
And even the spiritual warriors that aren't tracking, but
yeah,
you're
spiritual,
strong as anything. And you sense it.
And we're all here together. We're all here right now together, going through this together. But also, this DVD, this is also spiritual warriors knowledge. It's something that every one of our warriors need to have. And if you could ask Charles at the end of the importance of the information, and we do have talks about warriors and what we do in there and things that we look for. But we also, and if you've been with this channel before, we also talk about what makes a warrior a better warrior than any other warrior. And that's only through knowledge. That's only through this warrior paid attention. This warrior didn't. This warrior only heard bits and pieces. But now that just advances you. That's even like getting a DVD. You advance up to here. You're not down to here anymore with those questions.
for a believer, that would be the remnant, the ones that are really, really listening,
Yeah. And the people
going
who,
beyond.
yeah, yeah. And the people who has watched that DVD, you know, some of this information may not make sense, but if you watch the DVD, everything falls into place, and you can see that we're picking up from there. But you need that information before everything makes sense. And yeah, and also that so we'll pick up the spiritual in just a minute again. But we also want you to know that these Bigfoots, they watch people who throw trash out, because there are spiritual laws. The Bigfoots do follow these spiritual laws. And if you're for Earth, if this is your home, you're not going to be throwing trash out, in the parks or out on the side of the road, or even in the cities. There's trash cans, there's places to put that. But the Bigfoots watch campers, they watch swimmers, they watch the people who come out and party at night, throwing their cigarette butts and drinking, throwing their cans out. People stumbling off in the wood line, passing out in the wood line. These people weren't missed, or there weren't any search parties, or the authorities will say, well, they were drunk, they may be on a 3-day binge, or they may be, at a bar and 2 cities away from there. But
Or if something happens to them, or if they see something, they'll say, you were just drunk or high.
so those laws, Bigfoots watch that. They watch for people yelling, cussing at each other, the loud language. And we give them those opportunities. Some of the things are like trashing the place, or trashing Earth, polluting, dumping, clear cutting, taking more than we need, and that's not an Earth protector. Taking more than what you need. That's not what we do. We're here to protect the Earth, protect each other, and all the ones who don't know or have this information. This is sharing so that you can share with someone else and give them the information.
And when they're looking for those that are trashing it, it's not because they love the earth any more than a demon loves the earth. They actually love the filth. They roll in the filth. They look forward to the filth.
Yeah.
That's why they keep their eye on it. They're drawn to the filth. That's something to pay attention to.
Yeah. And you'll find that too. If you've got a housing area, you're going to find trash out in that wood line. Bigfoots are out there because they'll come and get your trash, come get it, and take it out to the woods and go through it and see if you still have meat on that pork chop, or if you didn't clean that chicken container or something. Mm-hmm. Even eggshells. But a regular person, those are ways that Bigfoots use, but they also they use the mind speak to communicate, to get that connection with you. And the ordinary person has an open line of communication. If you're constantly talking to yourself, daydreaming, saying, even like right now, if you're thinking of something else instead of what we're talking about, that's an open line of communication. And Bigfoots use that. Energy predators use that to feed on you. The mind protection technique, of course, we tell people to program your body to continue a task or what you're doing and while you're in this state. And what it does, it pulls up a big barrier around you. And even as TrackerElla stated one time, how it builds think of like a bubble shell around you. But you don't think about the past, the present, or the future, and you don't talk to yourself in there. And that builds up a blockage between you and a predator trying to communicate with you. It will actually send whatever is projecting at you back to that. So it's fear, gloom, or death or something. You're projecting that back to the predator, and that predator will leave. It will get away from you.
It is not the same as meditation or yoga. Completely different. You're opening yourself up with. You don't want to do that. Just open your mind and leave it blank and let anything come in. Keep your armor up.
And when a Bigfoot communicates with somebody, there's no permission unless you have the Ouija board, unless you're sitting there saying, I want you to come, and unless you're saying those things, and because they're listening, they're right over your shoulder, most of them. They're in the home, they're that dark shadow. But they're always listening, waiting for that opportunity, waiting for that door. You can't give them any door to you. You got to tell them you have no rights to me. There should not be any demons on me or around me, ever. And you have to announce. You have to tell these creatures, these demons, they have no right to you. That you have to leave. You have to vacate. You have to get out of there. If they're not doing that for you, you let them know Jesus is right here with you. And but they know if you're a truth walker, they know not to be around you. Don't bother you. You're protected, and they don't want to interfere with spiritual law because there is repercussions where every predator can be destroyed at one time. But also, whenever we're out in the wood line and things like that, and using the mind protection techniques, that takes away invasion. The rape of the mind. And we tell people quit being prey. Change your routines, your habits, your schedules. Don't be easy prey. Don't be prey at all. You have to let these predators know you're not food. You're the one with the weapon. You're the one. You're the hunter. You're the warrior. You're not prey. You're not food.
You're the one that belongs here.
Yes. So change your routines, your habits, your schedules. When you're out in the trees, out in that wood line, use bird language, and that's knowing whether that's a real bird or not a real bird. What we say is hear a bird, find a bird. So if you hear a bird or even a cricket, you locate it. You make sure that is a bird. And if you don't find them, those are possibly the translucent Bigfoots. Be very observant where you hear those birds. See if they're surrounding you. See how many birds. See how many different sounds of birds are out there. And see if they're in strategic locations, not just all over here. See if they're moving and making their way around you.
And sometimes people will think something's circling them, making noises all around them, but it's one here, one here, one here. They're just letting each other know where they are and that they've got you surrounded, in position.
And this is actually except for this, this is the part where we just kind of want to talk about some things that happened just the other night that we want to share with some friends who we hope they're watching tonight. And that is Abnormal Investigations. The great channel. You should go there and subscribe with them also. They have a lot of truth that they're sharing with you. And they do get in some situations that we just wanted to share a little information with them. And I'll have TrackerElla share that information.
Well, if you didn't catch last night's video of theirs, it was concerning. It was fantastic. He's just as brave as he can be, for sure. But we're concerned for his safety and concerned about all of the people that have no skin in the game, so to speak, that encourage him to get out there at night to get these videos, because while he is brave and has a huge curiosity and personal reasons of his own to want to find this information, the way that he's doing it makes us real nervous, because this is a wonderful family and we don't want anything to happen to any one of them. If you guys would not encourage him to go out there and be talking and not paying attention and not focused while he's out there, he's trying to shoot great video for y'all, but maybe, and this is for any of you, the same thing, you collect your documentation, and this is what you're driven to do it safely, please. You can put your recording equipment out at night or in the area, scout your area in the daytime so that you know where the blinds are, you know if there's a nest there, you know if there's tracks there. Go that day, early in the day, and put your equipment out. We hope you don't stay out after dark. We hope that you do that from a really safe location, not out in the middle of the woods, certainly not alone. We have drop-in pops. Should we have them right here? Look at these. We talked before on our show about drop-in pops. These sharpen bone, sharpen stone. They will put these on the other side, so when you come over with your wheels, it's here. It's here. You come over it and drop down onto it. They will flatten your tires so that you're isolated out there somewhere. If you're out there in the dark, we've even had, when we first came here, this one was put behind our tire after we had already parked, so that if we hadn't just been in the habit of looking at things like that in the morning, we would have rolled over it and had a pop tire. We've had the trackers go out and have 2 flattened tires from drop-in pops. We've just had trackers verifying that this is happening to them too. That could have been a real possibility for him out there last night. Here's another thing, you guys love this channel, and I'm talking about abnormal investigations. See so many people on there talking about how much y'all love them, and we do too. Get them the equipment that they need so that he can be safer out there. He needs some night vision goggles that won't leave him blinded if he looks away from them. Some that are military grade, they're more expensive, but you guys are begging for the information from them to get out there. Keep them safe doing it. Some of you big guys, or some of you well-armed women, well-trained, whoever, some of you that are vetted by him and know him well, go out there with him. Don't just sit in your easy chair at home and you're feeding off that information and you're encouraging him to go out there and do what he's doing. Back him up somehow. Get him some kind of support. We're too far away, or we are going to get there, but you local people help him out if he shares where he's going and if he trusts you. That's just something to think about. And if you can't help him, be sure that him and whoever he goes out with have all the safety equipment that he needs, and visual equipment, auditory equipment, stuff like that. So there was that. Some things that we're real glad that he doesn't do is tell people exactly where he's going or when, and that's good too, because we've seen that some trackers or some hunters have been lured into the woods by human predators and either used for their skills to dispatch of big brown bears that were Bigfoot or other predator mutations, and then they take the brunt of the force of the law and all the awful things that come with it, but they were used, and we'd hate to see that happen. We'd also hate to see competitors for his channel to try to lure him out to a spot, and any of you with these channels, be careful of that. Almost all these rules apply to human, spiritual, or, beast-hairy predators. Did I miss anything on that?
Oh, and also a few notes for abnormal investigation is, I know you want to get out there, and we're the same way, but don't be going out there, if possible, without a team or without at least your own driver. When we go out, we have a driver. Our other team, we have areas that we're watching. front, back, 360, but our driver only drives. So we don't run up on these anymore.
And go in the daytime and pull those out of the roads.
Yep. Scout your roads.
Just don't go at night at all, really, if we can avoid it. You can still get the same information, but in other safer ways.
And also use your intent before you go out because I know you say your words before you go out, and that's always going to get you home too. But also set your intent. My intent is to go there a certain amount, if it's 10:30 and you can always come back earlier if your energy body says it's time to go. But set your intent. I'm only going to go out there till 30 minutes past dark and come right back. It will always get you back. You will always come back if you do that.
That because your body will remember, even if your mind, even if you go into the mind protection blank wall, your body's still going to remember.
And also, sorry.
I was just going to say one.
Go ahead. Oh, yeah.
We were very glad when you pulled your weapon.
Yes.
And we were very glad when you said, "Oh God," because there was a prayer, and it was a physical weapon and a spiritual weapon, and you did both, and those saved you. And you left. You didn't stay there and just tempt the situation. You listened to your instincts. So
those are spiritual warriors. You got the protection, and you had the ammunition if you needed it.
And he's a truth teller.
Yes.
So you've got that protection.
And you've got that protection. So you have a lot going for you, but like they say, don't tempt them.
And you were by a bridge. We talk about bridges all the time being ambush spots, and the car at the end was an ambush spot. When you leave your car and you come back to it, or when you leave your tent and you come back to it, they know you're going to come back, and those are ambush spots.
And all this information too, abnormal investigation, if you can get it sometime, or somebody could get that for them, or if we get up visiting, we'll just bring you one.
But we're having trouble getting messages out today, or we're telling a lot of dissing messages, but we keep getting kicked out of Messenger.
Yeah, so, both of us.
Yeah.
So
maybe y'all can pass it along.
And I'm sure that this stream may be scratchy too. It's been acting up too. So, but also about that podcast, which was only 2 nights ago or 1 day ago. Whoever is watching this video, go back to that, and you can hear these Bigfoots sounding like babies in that area. You're going to hear it. It's undeniable. But and he'll even tell you, it sounds like they're trying to lure me into the forest, into the woods.
That means they've heard babies crying that much that they've got it mimicked completely. You should find that concerning.
Yeah, they had.
You being everyone.
yeah, all of us. They had or have a subject.
Yeah, many.
So if you hear a woman scream in that forest or a call for help, they had a subject to learn from. The sound of children giggling, laughing. They've been around daycares. The baby crying. There's been a baby somewhere around these creatures. And you're going to hear that on that. It was 1 day ago, the podcast that they made. You're going to hear that baby noise and plus more things that he captured on that film. So your spiritual body, whenever you felt it was time to go, that was the time to go, and we're glad that you did not hesitate. And even with your family members who wasn't able to make it that night, their energy body told them what to do. Your energy body tells you what to do. It's only for your body. It's not for anyone else's body. That energy body is to protect you. So if those other people who couldn't make it that night, if their bodies told them don't go, that was them protecting themselves. And when your energy body said it's time to go, that was your energy body protecting you, saying it's time to move. These things are coming.
So it's good to encourage people to be adventurous and to step outside their comfort zone. but none of us should ever try to pressure anyone else into doing something if they're saying, I don't like the sound of this, this doesn't look good. Maybe that harm is not for you, but it may very well be for them, and you would never forgive yourself if you push them into something and that harm was there for them and they had tried to tell you.
And TrackerElla has a story of not listening to what we're talking about.
Oh, yeah. That was with my oldest daughter when she was little, and we went crabbing in the bay down there, and you put a hot dog in a pantyhose and stick it in the water, and the crabs will get on it. But the area that we went to, I didn't even want to go in. I was trying to tell everybody, I don't like the look. I just don't like it. I don't like it. I don't want to go. But, outnumbered by 5 people, I should have still not gone, and I shouldn't have let my daughter go. But I did. We went in, and she got jellyfish over there, and it was terrible. They got wrapped up in between her legs, and that would not have happened if I had listened to myself and not chinked my own armor and put my kid in danger because I was responsible for her. So that's just a small example. Could have been much worse.
Last night we had what we called the Faces of Bigfoot. And this is also going to be pertaining to the translucency of tonight, is that you can see very clearly the Bigfoot in the middle. I'm going to ask TrackerElla to explain the photos and where we got them, and more about the translucency. I was going to ask about.
So far, almost everybody's they've seen the hooded Bigfoot on the porch of this place. It's in the Antlers area. It's a hot spot. These people have so much activity there, but they also don't want to do anything to disturb them to run them off. So there's that. But on the left-hand side, upper part of the screen, the top third.
Like over here.
If you're looking at it on the left-hand side of the screen, you'll see some white dots up there in the dark. Look closely at those, and those are a Bigfoot materializing. He's looking through a hole in the window, just a little tiny cut, little slit in the curtain. He's looking into their house, and so he was there with the other Bigfoot.
There was this little slit in that curtain that it was got its eye right up to watch the homeowners and their nightly activities. But any opportunity, any opening that you give them, they're going to take it.
Think of a peephole. You're looking at a tiny little peephole, and you can see.
And it's a predator that's looking to eat.
You see those black masses coming up behind that vehicle. They look like shadow figures. Those are Bigfoot that are coming up, and they circle her car, and they look in the windows, and they crawl under the tires, and they crawl under it. We've got videos, or she's got videos of them climbing on top of it. They look like a mist, but you can see also that car's an ambush point. And some people may look out there and not even see them at all at the time. Other people might look out there and see them completely materialized, and every variation in between. This is an example of how Bigfoot will stack up. They will layer themselves so that what you see here is two eyes and a nose in the middle, but it's actually 2 faces, one eye from one face, one eye from another. We would like to make a picture of this with 4, 5, 6 people to show you how the Bigfoot would stack up like this to break up their silhouette. And so you're looking and you go, wait, what? And it's so confusing, but that's how they do it. It's just a ploy. This is several translucent beings layered, stacked up like that, but in layers. You can, hopefully you can see that. When you talk about
Now this one, I just want to show you also that it's not just Bigfoots, it's not just spiders, it's other creatures can turn translucent also. Now, there's a person in the back, in the very back, exactly which one here, right here, by this hand, right over here. There's a person knelt down who's holding a spear. But if you can look at that tree, there's a white spot where her jeans pants are. If you go in just a little bit further, there's a white spot right there by the tree. Now that white spot next to the tree is like the jaw area of this rattlesnake, and the head is this big in the shot. It's right behind the tree. You can see one eye and then one eye beside that. Also, if you follow the back part right here, this is the body of it, and it's curled up. It goes around the tree, and you see the face behind the tree, and the body curls up back down. And then here's another shot of it. But if you trace the blackness, that's the body. That's the discoloration. That's the body of that serpent. And there it is in a lighter color. It's at the bottom is the body, and it goes up. It curls around that tree. The person in the background, her blue jeans is right about where the bottom of the snake head is. And that's a translucent rattlesnake.
the size of an anaconda.
Size of an anaconda. Follow that black line. That's it right there. There's the light line. This black line is the body that's going around that tree. So it's not just Bigfoots that become translucent. There's other predators out there. And we have to know giant 5-foot spiders, anaconda-sized rattlesnakes, copperheads that when they lay around, they're the size of those big tires. There's predators all over the place.
Spiritual predators.
Now we showed this picture, let your eyes adjust for a second, but that's a Bigfoot face between the V of a tree. And we showed this one last night, but I wanted to show you this one first before I show you the translucent one that's also in a V, but it's only using one eye. And this is between two trees. You can see the translucent Bigfoot. Between there, there's the eye, the nose, and the mouth. It's about at the top of my hat is the head part. But you're only seeing one eye that's through this. Now here is a translucent Bigfoot, but you're seeing the side of it. You're only seeing the side of it. It's backed up against a wall or a mountain part, and it's kind of sitting on a rock. You can see the legs that's kind of over that rock here in the back. like right here, right at the very bottom. This whole light spot over here, this whole light spot right there, that's not the translucent, that light spot. It's the watery haze look. That's the outline. You got the legs, the short legs, the small kind of where the stomach part is, and then the burrowed chest. And that's all on the side of a mountain. I couldn't get the top of the head. Now, here's a thermal outline of another Bigfoot, and this is in the Clayton, Oklahoma area. It's an outline. Here is a translucent Bigfoot laying on the ground in the shadow. The head is up underneath the live feed sign. It's kind of bunched up, trying to hide. And that's also by a daycare that we got that one. Now this one was when we were tracking in Telehina area, around the Comanche, Ouachita Mountains. This Bigfoot was off in the distance, and there was quite a few in this area, and even on the way back and the way out, we ran thermals and night vision, but like abnormal investigations, everyone had their weapon, and I had the thermal and the night vision, I believe. So I understand what you talk about, using your thermals with one hand and trying to use your weapon with the other. It's tricky and hard to do, and it's always better to have other people with you. So also, when we was using those thermals, I wanted to show you also this picture here, that we couldn't see the Bigfoot or Bigfoots, but we knew we were surrounded. We knew by the crows, the sound of the coyotes, the sounds of twigs breaking around us. So we're running our thermals, and also trying to do the night vision to give us a little room, and also trying to get your weapon ready. But we use these to get the foot or the footprints that were leading behind the brush. And you can see those footprints on the ground level, but there's also at the very top, kind of top area, over here, that red spot, or those red spots are Bigfoots, the head parts. And this is also the tracks of them leading into that area. They're going to try to ambush us. And this thermal reading right here is probably only about 10 foot from us.
It was pitch dark.
Pitch dark. We couldn't see anything. We took that thermal. The thermal said you've got multiple. The thermal said you got multiple Bigfoot standing 10 foot from you. Pitch dark. The homeowner was trying to lead us back. She got orientated. So we're making our way back. It's pitch dark black. We know we're surrounded by Bigfoots. This thermal was the last thermal taken. These Bigfoots, a group of Bigfoots, was about 8-10 foot from us. And as divine intervention happens, the neighbor at that time, when they were right there on us, he hit his car lights out looking for us. He's yelling for us. He's got a horn going. He's flashing his lights. Megaphone. He's calling for us. And we're saying we're over here. He's going, keep coming this way.
Yeah, he wasn't coming down.
Yeah, he knows these Bigfoot are in that area. And he's saying, keep coming this way. Keep walking to me. I'm going to keep the lights on you. Keep coming this way.
He has a cage that has bars that were supposed to be strong enough to hold large monkeys, and it's been bent open.
Bent open. Now, whenever you're using those thermals, always look for the blue because their translucency will hide that heat, but you can pick them up and by knowing that their heat or will be disguised, so you're looking for blue now. And also look on the ground. Look for where they walked. They're not going to hide that because that foot leaves that heat. But you can look for them that way and look for the blueness.
And another tip for seeing them if they cloak with the laser.
Oh, I didn't get a picture of that up. I forgot.
If you were to hit them with a laser, it would be like hitting a wall, and it would go.
Yeah, you can get like a one of those cat lasers, little pin lasers that if whenever you use your thermals and you can pick up the blueness or it'll look like the ground's this color green and then you got a blue spot and green again. That's the translucent Bigfoot sitting right there or something translucent. It may be a snake, it may be, a spider or something. But that's where you look. And then if you use that pin,
the
lasers that you would use for a cat or something, it will, once it hits that translucency, it will spark up, lights up this way.
It'll look like it's hitting an invisible wall because it's hitting an invisible wall.
Because it's hitting an invisible wall.
You'll be able to see it. It won't go through, in other words.
Yeah.
It stops and bounces up.
Yeah. You'll have run your pin through there. It should hit things the furthest away, but whenever it hits that translucent one, it's going to go straight up. And look for that because it's right there. Now, translucent Bigfoots or spirits is what they're called, but they're also Bigfoots. The translucent Bigfoots, they look like the hot heat waves off of a highway. They look like crystallized water. They look like pixelation, what you would know of as pixelation now. And the way to practice seeing these translucent Bigfoots, and that's one at the very top of the screen. It looks like the hot heat waves off of a highway, and the best way to practice finding those is to go to the highway and get down and watch those heat waves. Then your eye will train for seeing that. And then when you are in the woods or mountain terrain, you will be able to pick these things up. You will be able to see them. Now I'm going to show this one at the top again, and I'll show you more of them. But this one is at the very, this is one photo. It's from a video, but we couldn't get the video up until we get the other phones or a phone up. But that is one at the very top, and it looks like the hot heat waves off of a highway. But also in the DVD, in the part where we cover over translucency, you'll see the whole outline and how it's hanging there. We'll show a couple photos, but in the video, you get to see the entirety. This is just a few clips of what we're showing. And also in the DVD, we talk about how they look like little dark lines, and that you have to distinguish whenever the wind blows, which is wind language, but when the wind blows the trees, you have to distinguish and to see if these move too, because you're going to have one section of lines that are not going to be moving, but it's going to have that translucency look. This is a little further distant show of what we're talking about, but here's a little closer one. If, like, what we're looking for is those lines. When you look up real close up, they look like little Z's, but at a distance, they look like a multiple, like a rake of dark lines together. And you can see these right here at the bottom here. This whole section is of a translucent Bigfoot. This was in the trees, and one of the observations we did for 2.5 hours. We caught these up in the trees before we even got to move out. We knew they were there. Here is another.
They play with shadow and light. They use shadow and light.
Here's another photo of the same translucent Bigfoot. It's a little bit more visible, and I hope you can see this a little better. But this is the body area of it, and you can see the lines. You can see the discoloration, especially in that black line up there on the top area. Let's see over here. This is some lines up here at the top. Up here. Anyway, at the top, in that dark area over there, that dark area. That's some dark lines that you can use. There's some right here that are coming across sideways. If you can see those lines, those are what we look for when we're in the wood line, in the trees and everything. And here I want to show you this one also. Now this next photo is the same picture of this one, except now we're going to show you the head part.
They did not make the movie Predator for no reason.
Now, let me see if I can do it like this. Right here, here's the pen I'm using. But right here at that pen, right there is the eye. You just go in about an inch or just a little bit of a, to me it looks like maybe a 16th of an inch. But right here is where the eye is. Down about this area is where the mouth, the top teeth start, and that's right in the very center of the photo is where the teeth are, and the mouth is open. There's the bottom of it. This is like the chin part, and then it comes up to the top of the head, which is up here. There's the eye again. Just go in just a little bit. There's the eye, and this is where the mouth starts, in the very center of the photo. So now you're seeing sharp teeth. You're seeing the mad look that we're looking at it. You can actually even see the part of the arm that's holding onto the tree, and that's part of the arm. Those squiggly lines or those dark lines right there, that's part of the arm of, because it's holding on to the tree sideways like this. Now in this next photo, you see the head. This next photo, this is a photo, but this is also in the DVD. This whole thing, you see it more as a video. But this is the hand. And I'm going to try to do it like this. No, I have to come in this way. So my hand this way is exactly the way you're going to be looking at this photo. The hands are going in the same way, except it's holding on to that tree. This hand in this direction is holding on to that tree. And here again is the face of that. Here is one shot of that body type. And then here is this is a full body type, a full body shot. It's all the dark parts. You can see the lines, you can see the squiggly lines, the raky looking lines, the black lines and the gray lines. And that's what we talk about in the DVD, that you will have this information, the translucent Bigfoots. And then we talk about the one that people take home. And this is also in the DVD. Now, wait. Now this one here, this translucent Bigfoot here, you're seeing the side body of it. But on this one also is in the DVD. This is one where we kind of state that people take home Bigfoots all the time. We tell you how fast to go, how far to go, but also that picture right there we put in there to let you know that how translucency, how they can be. You won't even see them. Like whenever we leave an area, we want to scrape the trunk or the top of the car or the back of the pickup. We want to make sure there's nothing that we don't see in there. We'll stop at a car wash. We'll stop at a gas station, use the lights, just to check it before we hit the road. Too many people take these things home from camping areas or they're stocking them. They'll be on your cars, and we've got reports of this. And whenever we get our system back up, that we do have people going to call in and show you pictures of these Bigfoots waiting at their vehicles or trying to stay on their vehicles, like trying to catch a ride home. It's in the DVD about how they use trailers, trucks, cars, semis, things like that to ride home with you. So make sure you check your vehicles whenever you're traveling, especially if you're out in the forest or you hear things out there. Make sure you clean your car too. Don't leave anything unlocked or open out there. No car windows down. Keep everything secure. Know everything's secure. Same thing with your house.
And don't leave your doors open. Bring a stack, leave your doors open, put it in the car, go get another while your house doors or your car doors are open. They could be slipping inside.
Yeah. And so this is our translucency. But if you have this DVD, you have information you need. You have warrior information. It has saved lives. It will save your life, save your families. You'll know what to do and how to deter. And stay with this channel because we teach more than that. But we also want to give an update on the battle that TrackerElla and I decided, these are things that we do. We know demons are real. We know Bigfoots and all these cryptids are real. And we are truth walkers, so we know that what we say is going to happen. And so if everyone, there's a couple people have been keeping up with the channel. We went to battle for a friend. They didn't know about the demons and things like that. So if you have been keeping up, there's probably about 2 live streams of 4. Do you want to kind of pick the story? Okay. And so Tracker and myself, we went up to do battle with the demons. We knew they were there. They didn't know we were coming. And we even told the people who told us that this person would like to see you. We knew that they were weak. We knew that their spirituality would be down. We told the people, don't tell them we're coming. As soon as we get there, we'll get there. So there was other people who came to visit this person in the hospital, but they weren't us, I guess you would say. And like we were talking about, spiritual power is different than your energy body, and that you can use these things. So that when we went to visit this person who just had a stroke, the aneurysm hit, there was blockage in the brain, blood in the brain. They had to do emergency operations on them. The person was paralyzed, or the person's paralyzed from the left side, um, uh, and of course the person's weak and confused, and they just, were there, I guess you would say, scared and everything. And so TrackerElla and myself, we didn't let anyone know that we were going to be up there. That's what we do. That's the way we travel. We just take care of what we need to take care of. So we pulled up and we got directions and made it up, and we walked in. And I'm wearing my medicine, my ribbon shirt. It's a bright yellow one. TrackerElla, she's got her bright yellow shirt that says after the rain.
After the storm, the sun always shines.
After the storm, the sun always shines. And she's got a yellow shirt on too, and it's got rays of the sun. It's bright yellow. I got my bright yellow shirt. I got my hair tied in a ponytail because we're going to war. That's what you do. Had my hair up, and we knelt down beside the bed. We didn't, we stood there for a second when we just walked in. And this person looked at us and they said, I'm glad you're here. And so, and you could tell by the words, the weakness and how the body had taken a major hit. And then this person also told us that they were scared. They never went through anything like this before. They didn't know if this was going to be it or if what's going to happen. The doctors only told them that they're paralyzed on the left side, and that they're going to have to see about the aneurysm. They got to monitor it. They got to see, there's tests still got to be ran.
And they were visited by someone before.
And yeah, they were visited by people before us.
The whole thing.
Yeah, they had told us that they were visited by a person from the family. But when that person came and visited, that wasn't, the person that they knew. And I don't know if it was induced or, if this demon just showed up. But we knew a demon came to visit this person. And the aneurysm happened right after that. We know there's demons that can work on the brain, work on the mind. We know that there's demons that can work on the liver, on the heart, the lungs, the blood. And there are ways of getting rid of those, but we know that they're real. So we went to battle. We decided, we said, okay, we got the funds right now. It was not extra funds, but it was funds that we used at that time.
What we needed.
But it was exactly what we needed. We got up there, and as soon as we walked in, like I said, that person, you could tell the left side of the eye, the left eye wasn't moving, but the right eye was moving, and it was moving like. I'm looking around like it was looking for help. And we showed up, and I looked at the person right in the eye, and the eye was still moving around. But as I kept staring and looking in just that eye, she stopped. And she finally looked at me straight in the eye, and we made that connection. And we told her, we're here to battle for you. We're here to battle with you. And we're going to pray, and we're going to bring everything, the energies, everything. But we also said that.
I wanted to say one thing, because there's a difference between going to give sympathy to someone and just feel sorry for them. There's a difference between that and visiting and going to attack what's attacking them.
Yeah. Oh no, but that is important too. If you're going to go visit a loved one or someone who's sick like that, you go for battle. Don't go to catch up and tell them about the football game and something, the daycare. or something like that. You're going there. These people need you at that time. They don't need you up there cutting jokes or kidding around with someone in the room or talking to the doctor. And like that's what we told this young woman. We said we're here for you. We're only here for you. We only came to battle for you. And Tracker E started. She started with the prayers. I mean, she was calling, and then it was my turn. And I was calling Earth. I was calling the energies to get back in this body to heal it. It's your body. You should be able to, be able to heal this body. So we were saying, come and fix it. Get back in this body. And then as soon as we did that, the person fell asleep. And so we waited, and then we started cleaning the whole room. We were swishing the room. We know demons will hide in any corner. They'll hide underneath the bed, underneath the sofa, the chair, in a closet. So
especially in places like hospitals and churches, places of great emotion.
yeah, and trauma and comas and death, and so demons are there, and we knew that. We knew that going in too. So Tracker E had found one of the tiles was lifted up, and to us that's an entrance and exit. That's something a demon can go and hide while there's people in the room, or it can come back down whenever everybody's sleeping. So Tracker E climbed up there and she fixed that, and then we switched everything. We went through there, and then we went back to praying, and we put peppermint oil because demons don't like clean. They don't like anything clean. So we're just putting clean things in the air. And then we prayed over this person. And, we did the whole hands with the whole body because we know that we can share our spiritual power with anyone we want to.
The Bible tells us, Jesus tells us we're supposed to be healing each other. We're supposed to be doing these things.
Anybody can do this. You just have to get your spiritual power up. Be that truth walker. Do those grand deeds. Help, do those things that you think you can't do. Complete your task. And this young woman, every time she woke up, she's seen us, hands over her. We were talking, we were praying, we were casting, we were telling demons, you do not have any right to this body. And Tracker E was saying, this is Jesus' body, it's protected. We're throwing everything, but we know the right words. We know that our words are going to be heard because we speak the truth. And when you do that, your energy flows. It doesn't stop. And we didn't doubt that this was going to work, or that this healing, that's what it's supposed to do. And she would wake up again, and we would have our hands right on that injury area, and we was communicating with creation to heal this body, to fix this aneurysm, let that blood flow through. We need feelings back in this body. And so we talk about the storm.
Oh yeah, as we were leaving.
Yeah, at the very end, we had walked out, but then I had to walk back in, and I told this person that I love them, and that I'll see you when you get out. And this person said, okay. So we went from scared, terrified, didn't know what to do. No one really came in to say, we're here for you. We're praying for you. We're going to battle for you. We know these demons are real.
You got to fight for yourself.
Yes.
You fight too, to her.
Yeah. Even as Tracker was saying, we told this person, you have to pray for yourself too. You have to tell creation. You have to tell God. You have to tell Jesus what you need. And you have to do it now. Well, we're all here in this battle for you. And we also let this person know that there's other people praying for them. And there's people on here.
Thank y'all for the prayers.
And thank y'all for the prayers too, for the people who sent for the healing of this person. We didn't give a name or anything. We just told about what we were doing. And it doesn't matter what the situation is. You be that prayer, you be that truth speaker, you be the one that whatever that someone calls for you, they know that you're coming to heal them.
And that you really will pray for them, not just, I'll pray
Yeah.
for you, and then you just don't.
Yeah, and then just kind of blow it off. It has to be felt. It has to be from you.
And the more focused it can be, the better. Not just aiming in general to that wall over there, you want to hit the bullseye. So the more you can know about a situation, to give a targeted prayer, the better your aim.
And before this, we were checking every hour, every 2 hours. What's the update? What's going on? Rushing to the hospital. We're trying to make it there. There's too much blood on the brain. They're having to operate. They operate. She's paralyzed on the left side. She's scared. She's terrified. She don't know what to do. There's nobody that's really there coming for demons.
Right.
You know, nobody's coming for demons.
Right.
But we know what we're doing and what we're going after. We know the bound. We know spirituality is real. And the other day they called and they said that they're transferring her. This was 2 days. They kept up. They told us the next day because we didn't text anymore. We didn't try to make a phone call and see how things are going and everything. We knew that what we did, that's all we need to do. Now we have to take care of another thing, which if you kept up with this channel, we talk about that where we had to go and help extract the person from a dangerous situation, and we got back from that also. So we didn't text, and we didn't. After that, we didn't need to communicate. We did what we had to do. On to the next thing. Just like a prayer, you do what you have to do, say what you got to say, and let it take care of itself. So we went to help our other friend, extract him from a dangerous situation, got him out of there, TrackerElla and myself, and then so they're looking for another hospital to try to transfer her so she can start her recuperation, her healing. And so they texted us and said that this person, they found a place for them in another town, and that she barely made it through that night. It seemed like it was really rough on her, and that she was going through a lot that night. And we said, okay, well, keep us updated. We continued doing our other things, and but so that's where she's at now. She's in.
And got up and walked today.
Yeah. That was going to be the surprise part.
I thought you were saying that. Oh no.
Okay, we're going to skip to this part, and then we'll do the comments.
It's just so exciting. I didn't mean to do that. I thought you left it out. Sorry.
So she's in Paris. She's in another place, and people are typing. They're writing us, and they said this part.
She's ready for a miracle.
She's ready for a miracle. She was waiting. She was needing somebody to come battle and show her how to battle. And we got word today. She's up. She's walking. She's healing well. Blood's flowing. And so we know these things work.
Prayer works.
We want you to know they work. You got to get that spirituality up. You got to be that truth walker. And then you connect. And whenever you need something, you can expend some of your spiritual energy that you've gathered. That's the overflow. Now you can do that. But you have to gain and gather that spiritual power. It's different than your energy body. But
An example of that would be even like when Jesus said these kind of demons only come out through fasting and prayer. You're building your power while you're doing that fasting. That's a good example.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And build your power. Build your power. So right now, we're going to go back just a little bit. And we're going to start right there where it says we are ready. And we'll start again with Charles.
Yes, we just want to read this one again.
We want to read this one again.
This is Jerry and Tracker E. I finished the DVD and it was the best info anyone could ask for, sure.
Yes. You
Good.
Please get
And
this
you're going to
DVD.
teach the people in your highly active area. And now Charles is telling everybody, listen and learn. People.
Now listen and learn. Thank you, Charles, for that.
Amy says, I think we're the ones who aren't meant to be here. What I've seen of animals, I doubt they feel empathy for the animals. They kill to sustain themselves.
Bigfoots have no empathy for anything.
No, they're predators. They were not supposed to be here.
No.
I was so worried about him, Carla says. He got evidence of the crying baby trying to lure him deeper into the woods. I wish he would not go out there by himself. Yes, we were all very concerned for him.
And we was going to mention this to some friends out there that if you do have, enough to help us get to this area, to help them and train them and teach them what we know. And also if we could take that DVD to them so that they see the things to look for, and all the things they're talking about, we talk about in that DVD. And when we heard that baby cry, and then
we're going there regardless, but we can get there quicker with
with a little help. We get there quicker. We're going there. We will.
We're gonna go.
We're going to go.
Amy says, I always like the videos, all the comments, and try to send a little and often to help with the investigations because I really can't get there. I'm in Scotland. That's good. Thank you for doing that for them. They really need it and they really appreciate it.
They do appreciate it. And they're doing dangerous things. I mean, we do them too, but we teach certain things. So, but they are in dangerous situations, and like for us, we thank you for the support for them.
Yeah, very, very sweet of you. Very good, very important. Jeremy Wilson. Hey, y'all. Jeremy in Alabama. Hey, Jeremy. Dole says, the pie. I know. It's not.
Pie.
You bring up the pie when people were talking about moon pie and
oh, yeah.
Again with the pie.
Again with the pie.
Amy says, I've seen the heat wave you're talking about when I would see, hear, and feel things that weren't there. That's exactly right. Good.
That's them.
Good.
So glad. And get pictures of that. And the best way to do is just let your video camera run and leave it.
Mm-hmm.
Once you know they're there, just leave it and go do things. They will, especially if you got your back turned to them while you're filming, if you raise your hand or throw something, you're going to catch their eyes on film because their face will stay still, but you'll see their eyes move. They go with that movement. If you throw a piece of paper, you'll see their eyes move, or even if you raise your hand, they'll watch your hand go up and down, so you can catch them that way also.
Amy says, I was on medication.
Oh, okay.
Mom thinks it looks like natural. It took off the natural blinders. Yes, that's exactly what it can do.
Some and some can put them on. So.
Yeah. Wow, that pic was pretty incredible. Yeah, we think so too. Free the people. Hey, thank you, Tracker E and Jerry. You guys rock. Very informative as usual. God bless everyone. Amen to that.
All right. Thank you, Free the People.
Joe Gillespie says, I have seen that and they told me to leave. I said no, but they forced me to leave. He followed me all the way out to the road, but I could only see the wavy lines till it moved. I could see it. Very glad you did leave.
We're glad people can see this.
Yes.
And you're not crazy.
And you're talking about it. Yes.
And that you're talking about
don't let people tell you you're crazy.
No, you're not crazy at all.
very good that you saw it, but use that mind protection technique so that you don't hear any voices from them.
Yeah. Don't
But you already
communicate
heard
with
that.
them whatsoever.
SMA says, absolutely, and I'm so glad and grateful that the young woman believes in and accepted both of your help through Jesus.
Yeah. We used everything. We used earth energies,
Beautiful girl.
prayer, everything.
Because he gives us everything that we need. Mary Stratton says, hi, Tracker E and Jerry. Hi, Mary.
Hi, Mary. How are
Glad
you
you're
doing?
here. Joel says, they are a tribe people, not animals. They are smart, but like children, they know more than we do. Tell them you mean no harm to them, and they let you pass. They will protect you. Zave will protect you. You're
No,
wrong.
Dale.
You're incorrect.
No.
You're being
You're wrong.
fooled, and we care about you. And we
You heard
don't
that
want
from
that to
somebody
happen.
else. You've heard that from somebody else. That's not the truth.
You're being deceived.
You're being deceived by whoever told you that, or wherever you read that, or whatever YouTube documentary, or whoever. They told you wrong.
A predator is always a predator. Like he says, one doesn't go to charm school and the other one to learn how to be a vicious, snarling beast that eats people.
And if you get this DVD, you will learn that.
And chances are you're a very, very kind-hearted and sweet person, because that side of them wouldn't even appeal to you, and you wouldn't even be concerned that they were being if you thought they were being misrepresented. But they'll take advantage of that, and any predator will take advantage of that and use it as a weakness. They're not your friends.
And don't spread that information.
You'll get someone killed.
You will get someone killed.
People saying that have gotten people killed.
Get the DVD, learn everything, and then once you learn the origin, the DNA and everything, what it is, you won't ever say that again, and you'll be able to help people. But right now, that information is deadly information to another person who may have read this or may have even thought the same. It's only a dangerous situation you're putting them in. Just like gifting or giving food to them. That is dangerous.
You will get
wood knocking, tree whooping, or any of that stuff is dangerous things. Don't ever do those things.
And keep watching Abnormal Investigations and this channel, because he covers the cases with the descriptions of the injuries.
Yes.
We've seen photos of claw marks so big on the back that you could have fit an entire hand in between the digits of my fingers.
Gashes that long.
The entire rib cage bitten out of a goat in one bite. Talking about one bite. These are not your friends.
No.
SMA mommy, I wish my daddy would have done the same before he went home to Christ, but I do know he heard what I did because he said my name. Why don't you just let me freaking die finally? It broke me, but I left it in God's loving hands, assisted by my full prayers and protection as well. And still today, you both always do very much of what you need to do, always, and I cannot thank you enough. SMA, I'm sorry about your dad. Really, only he knows at that final moment. Oh boy, I hope he did what he needed to do at that very last moment. But you're right, there's no guarantee, and you did what you could do, and that is all you can do. We can't,
And also, like we talked about, being a truth walker, for us, we have to be that way with the situations that we go into, the dangers. And we know that our eternity, our thing can happen that quick of where we're at. Also, abnormal investigations, these things can happen that fast, but being a truth walker, we are protected, and we are protected out there, spiritually and physically also. But you gotta get that truth. You gotta get your armor up.
And that's not saying we're perfect, not by any means. Don't anybody interpret it as that. We're saying even when it hurts, you got to tell the truth, even when you don't want to tell the truth, or something, because it's a protection. The truth will set you free. It takes on a whole different meaning when you think of it like that too. That's another whole layer to it. SMA says, always ready for a miracle. You do it. Always ready for a miracle. Always, you bet.
Yes, always ready for a miracle.
Sweet.
They
Stay
happen
that way.
all the time, and they're
And-
easy to do.
And openly, that's a thank you, Lord, for miracles.
Yes, yes.
Pray we must says, listened well today. Thank you all, and God bless you all as well. Good.
All right.
Good.
Pray we
must
must.
had focus today.
Good.
Aren't we all predators, though?
No, no,
I don't go around trying to.
no. People are taught to be.
Yeah.
People are also taught to be victims, but that's not us. Only predators are predators.
Mm-hmm. If you're going to research at night, you really need to purchase a thermal product.
Yeah,
Yes,
you should.
yeah.
And Charles also got he does have the DVD, so we do have thermal images in there, night vision and everything, where you do see what we're doing.
And I would say as many things you don't have to keep your hands free. Keep your hands free.
Keep your hands free.
Stuff on your vest or back, or
Only take what you need out there.
have one person, their only job is to be armed and watch your back.
Yeah.
Somebody else does only thermal.
Yeah. Always have somebody watching that woods and watch your back out there.
Or let your equipment do the work while you're safely at home, and then you go back and check it, or even watch it live stream. Come up with the means to let them do that. You can put cameras everywhere and sit at home and watch on a monitor.
Yeah, people could buy
areas.
abnormal investigations trail cams. And also abnormal investigation, if you're listening, you do need to put trail cams at your vehicle, facing your vehicle when you leave there, but also if you can, and this is when we want people to assist them, so he can also purchase one that faces outward and one faces the car. And that'll cover enough light for him to get back to his vehicle securely and safely, because they won't go in that light, not unless it's just a feast time.
I hate the light. Lana, hey again tonight, Lana. Do you know if there are Bigfoots in Sacramento, California?
Does it got woods?
Yeah,
They're there.
there's any amount of foliage, but also in the cities, they can live in
Shasta Lake,
dumpsters,
Redding,
you bet, just landscaped areas,
Bakers,
parks.
Bakersfield. There's a state park there. I think between the water and the mainland, I think there's between the water and there's the city, and then this line, I think there's state parks and things in that area.
Sewer systems, dumps, cemeteries. They can live in the cities and do.
Oh yeah, they're in the cities, and we got reports of them in cities and dumpsters, and people there think, or pretty well have that feeling that they're strategically placed to where they're just waiting for someone to say they can kill. There's that many in some of the cities. I believe that's Kansas or something. Topeka, maybe.
Carla says, thank you for your time. Thank you for your time, too. And that's why you guys always get our don't pass notes in class thing, because we want to be respectful of your time, too. We really appreciate you. Everybody's busy, and we appreciate you being here. Jeremy Wilson says, I appreciate y'all and the knowledge. Thank you, Jeremy in Alabama. You're very welcome.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Dole says, thank you for the truth. I have learned much from you. Thank you. I didn't know that. You're very welcome.
Good.
Thank you for hearing us.
Yes.
Little Panda Wood, hello.
Hey,
Little
Little Panda.
Wood says, don't forget to click on the like button. Hey, yeah, thank you. Appreciate that, so that more people will see it.
And share the video. I mean, people all got to know about the translucency and the power of being a truth walker and prayer and some of these warrior things that we talked about. We all got to know this.
Little Red Panda Wood also says, very important and good information. Thank you.
It says God information.
God information. Good and God information.
Yeah.
Carla says, they eat more than anyone could ever gift. Absolutely.
You are correct.
Put up a post the other day that says the world's second best predator does not need your snack trays. You're just endangering people. Lana says, what about those shared encounters of Bigfoot saving certain folks from either drownings or...
That's kind of in the DVD, but everyone knows that it depends on the predator's location, whether someone can be taken or if they want someone to be found or alive. That depends on the of all the food that's around for one, and the other one is if this person has a lot of people coming after them or looking for them, they will put them in some place where they can be found. Or, but in the DVD we talk about the different jobs or duties of Bigfoot, from sentries to only like coming out at certain times, like thunder and lightning. And if it doesn't make sense to you, what we're talking about here, get the DVD and go through it, and you will understand about thunder and lightning, mist, fog, and all those groups.
And there couple of things about that. Like a rancher is still going to feed their cattle, even though they mean to eat them someday or sell them to be eaten. There's still, one would look on, not knowing what the future held for the cattle. They would think, oh, they're very nice to take care of all those animals, or it could be a situation like that, or just if think of it like this: if there were some, they don't want to be exposed. They don't want to be exposed. So if
Yeah.
it's not worth the risk, they're opportunistic, and they know if a homeless guy is going to disappear, probably not much is going to happen.
Yeah.
Most of society, it's wrong, but they will say that problem's taken care of, or they won't bother to look at them, or they'll just assume they wandered off. But if it's a cute little hiker that catches a lot of attention and she's a YouTuber, or, she's got a lot of people looking at her, they're not going to likely take that person because it's going to draw too much attention to them, and then they have to move on from whatever their gig might be in that spot.
Yeah, and even in the DVD, we have a part where we talk about they even wait for search and rescue to show up. And if it's not a lot or even a small family, if a small family, one child is taken, or the dog is taken, the child runs after it, that one's taken. The mother comes after it, that one's taken. The father comes after it, that one's taken. We do talk about that in the DVD of different jobs and what to look for and certain things like that.
And we do hear stories of whole families disappearing at times.
Yeah, villages, entire
People
villages.
just try to guess what happened, and maybe sometimes it's these things, or it is these
Yeah,
things.
it is these things.
Amy says, sorry, just meaning all animals need to eat, and most eat meat, meaning something needs to die. You're fairly new to this channel, so you don't know the whole history of the origin of them, so I can see why you would say that. And but just stick with us, and you'll learn why we say that they are predators, have always been predators, will always be predators.
You'll know why we say that.
In the legend of time, they're known as the arrival of evil.
Yes.
Lana says, hi again, but yes, we got some foliage-covered areas. Folsom Lake is nearby. Reno is 2 hours away.
Yep, they're there.
And so much activity around
And
here.
even, Lana, that even in the DVD, if you get it, we talk about the ambush areas, rivers, lakes, ponds, swimming areas, boating areas, camping areas, roadside parks, hiking trails, and things like that, and what to look for there. We even show you what to look for there in the video.
Pray We Must says, oh good, you all will help with abnormal investigations. He referred us to you all. I'm so glad. Linda from Texas. Oh, hey, Linda.
Hey,
We
Linda.
didn't realize that was you.
Is that
okay.
Linda? That's the same Linda, though. It may be a different.
Oh, is it?
Maybe.
We might have two Lindas from Texas. But yes, we very much care about them. Anna says, or mid-bear attack, then Bigfoot comes and saves them.
Bigfoot is not going to have anything cause a problem for it.
Think of a bear attack someone, they're going to get the...
They're going to come hunting for bear.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't have that bear, and even if they get that one bear, they're still going to be looking for another bear. Bigfoot does not want that. It will attack cougars, whatever, to keep people from being, or someone being harmed in that area to expose them. You think of it like if I can keep people away and me survive and eat everything I want out here, I'm gonna do whatever I can to make sure these people don't come and find me or an offspring that may be out, running around somewhere.
And there are also, you know how people will say, I got dibs on that one? Well, Bigfoot will try to get dibs on certain people too, and there's spiritual laws for some of them that they're not allowed to attack this or that person yet, just like a demon. A demon can haunt your family for generations, but they're not allowed to touch until the seventh son of the seventh son is gone. You see what I'm saying?
Or if this one turns into a lying, cheating alcoholic kind of thing, or now there's a right to them. This is not a Jesus child. This is not a son of God. This is just a castaway. This is one that they won't mind because that person doesn't mind all these demons coming in, because when you're drinking all that stuff, you do open up. Your dreams open up. Everything does.
Mm-hmm. Dorothy Webster says he should never go alone. Yes, and he even said that in the thing too. He wouldn't have if he could have avoided it. But a good portion of what he does is because that's what the viewers are begging him to do and encouraging him to do, but they don't even know what they don't know. They don't even
and they're not even
know
helping
how
him.
Dangerous it is.
They're not even helping him financially to go out there safely.
Yeah, we're talking about the ones that aren't.
Yeah, and there are some people who are supporting him who's helping him get with the gas to get out there and things like that. Yeah. But there's some that just seems like they're trying to egg him on in unsafe unsafe environment.
Those kind of people will just flip to a new channel. If something happens to him, they're not going to think twice about his sister, his daughters, the boys, none of that. They won't care. They'll either send somebody out to that hot spot, or they'll, got to watch for that kind of thing. Not saying all the people, but he knows who's in his tight circle and who's just curiosity. Their curiosity will get him killed. And they wouldn't bother them. Lana, I'll definitely have to check out that DVD for sure. Good, yes. Carla says, I agree, the views are not worth the risk to safety. How do I go so far?
Oh, not real far.
Joe Blow says, there is power in you. Where two or more are present, there is power. And what you as warriors, I am glad you were there for that person when she needed you. We're blessed to be able to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we knew we had to go. And we knew what we was going up against in the battle.
Same Linda on my computer tonight instead of cell, says pray we must. Dole says, I have been told that if you use the name of Jesus Christ, they have to leave.
Yep.
You alone. Is that true? Yes.
But,
yes. Go ahead.
You get them.
But if you're going to play by those rules, you better really be playing by those rules. You better really have faith in him. You better not use his name this week and then diss his name next week or ignore him next. You know what I mean?
Go to church
play
on Sunday and the bar on Monday.
You better be all in because they're looking for
they're waiting for
a loophole.
Yeah, they'll give you that first one. They'll back off. It's okay. But we're going to watch you this weekend. We're going to watch you for Christmas, New Year's. We're going to watch you until you do make that mistake. And then we're going to show back up.
And you won't have your get out of jail free card.
No.
So just be careful.
Now they're going to laugh at you.
Yeah.
Now they're going to say, I've been watching you. You've been lying, cheating, stealing. You've been having fun. So don't use that name. It's not for you.
And we don't mean if you're having fun. It's what do you mean the bad?
Yeah. Have fun.
It's okay, have fun. But, just it's wicked fun.
Yeah.
Charles says, I think I'll wait until the fall to come visit with my friends. Yeah,
it is fall.
It's hot and there are chiggers.
It is August. It's August?
Yeah. No, well, yeah, it is. Yeah, it's not long. We're already seeing a lot of leaves starting to fall, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
And we would love to have you. Did we talk about the 50-yard rule?
No, we haven't talked about that. Mm-hmm. But it is in the DVD.
And you paid attention.
And we're glad you paid attention. we offered it to although I'm going to give this person a little leadway because he was tired. We did offer to show him the video. We showed him the video, but he didn't make it through it. He was tired and slept through it. And then we took him tracking the next day, and these same things that are in that video, we was showing him out there what to look for and everything. But if he watched the video, we wouldn't have been whispering and talking to him, even though that's the only way we could do it when we're out in the field, because we want them to make sure they see what they're seeing and show them the traps and everything.
Yeah, abnormal. That we were talking about that. If you could videotape and then do voiceovers later.
Yeah.
Like, don't be out there talking. If you're going to go out there at night,
Yeah.
you don't be talking. Do your video and then come back and
Yeah.
explain. I saw this. I saw this. I saw that.
And even if you're live when you do that, people will be talking, in the comments. Don't answer. Just let that build up, because they're saying, now read the comments, because they may say there's something behind you or a eye shine or something. They can help you that way.
But don't interact.
Yeah, and don't be talking, because one of the rules are human voices attract Bigfoots. They attract these cryptid creatures. So if they hear your voice anywhere, and this goes with any predator, a wolf, a bear, a cougar, if you're out in the park, out camping somewhere, and you're talking, that wolf, their ears are going to perk up, and that whole group is going to come down just to see what's going on, or if they can get something neat from you. But the Bigfoots do that too.
And it's funny, people will be talking to regular voices out there, and then they'll go, I think I hear something.
Yeah.
But then go back to talking regular voices.
At the ball game last week,
Yeah.
So
You can't hear if you're talking.
Yeah, you can't hear anything if you're talking, and you're not listening. And listening in this game is very important, because you have to know what's and where's where.
And you also don't want to be calling out each other's names.
No.
Because you're giving the predator who mimics your names or your kids' names or your friend's name, or somebody calling your name, and like the baby crying on that one. But they'll do it with the names too, and next thing you know, you just caused them to know how to call your husband or wife or kid out into the woods, and they're doing it in your voice. And demons do the same thing. Almost everything we're talking about applies across the board to spiritual and physical predators.
And also, what was I talking about?
We were talking about the 50-yard rule.
Oh, I think it's what's the demons. Well, I know it's in the DVD.
Whatever it was, it's in the DVD.
Whatever it was, it's in the DVD.
Jeremy says abnormal investigations has a lot going on.
Yes,
they sure do.
They sure do. And we want to get up there, and that's why we're suggesting if anyone had, food money or something like that. I mean, we'll make it regardless, but like we're saying, it just helps us get there quicker. But yes, abnormal investigation does have a lot going on. There's a lot of things we can help them with, and at least show them the way we do things. And they got some land. If you hear that call or the podcast that talked and had the baby cries and all that, you'll hear where he suggests that we come and track that area for them, or at least help them in that area. And that seems like one of the plans that we're going to be working on and getting up there to at least show them what we do.
Dole, it does say Dole, doesn't it? Or does it say Dale? It's saying Dale, and I'm sorry, I'm looking at a little little phone screen addition to way, and I've been calling you Dole, but it's Dale. Sorry about that. I'm just learning about what I saw before. Thank you for the truthful info. I have a lot to learn about the Strabane, we call him the predator, but but you watch How to Hunt.
Yeah.
Good. Very, very glad you're here. And glad you're learning, and glad you understand now what you saw, and you can teach other people too.
So we'll be back in 2 nights from now. We have been doing some tracking in the area. We can show you pictures about that. We don't know if we're going to be, when we're going to be able to meet with abnormal investigations. But we will keep everyone posted on that. Generally, it'll be after we get back.
Yeah.
We usually don't say when we're going, what we're doing, or how we're doing it until we're back home safe and able to share with everybody.
And y'all do that too. Don't announce publicly when you're going somewhere. Let a close somebody know or two, but don't just announce to the world where you're going, and that's safety precautions. SMA says, so glad you're here from How to Hunt. Yeah. Yeah. That show makes us nervous at times too, because we can see things in the background. And
Oh yeah.
and Dale, you watch the background when he's on that show. SMA Mommy says, so many of us need this information. Yes, and we're glad y'all are listening and that you're sharing with other people too.
SMA, have you received your DVD? We hope it's got there already. We sent the tracking number and information, but if not, we'll also start tracking it. Should have been about a week, right?
I think so.
Something like that.
Charles says, amen. Little Red Panda says, any news from the policeman who was attacked? No, nothing new on
No,
that.
we haven't received any information on that.
And nothing new on the 3 drowned girls in Texas either.
Yeah.
We don't know the story on that, but all young girls, all under 10, I believe. Very weird. We'd like to know if anybody's got any information on that. Jeremy says, y'all have a good, you too, everybody.
So, 2 nights from now, 7 p.m. Central Time Zone. We're going to be back, and right now we're going to ask TrackerElla to give us some words and close us out for the night, and that everyone stay strong, become those truth walkers, learn this information, share it, and we'll be back. Oh, the local board was closed for 3 days. Okay, but it should be there, SMA. And we can't wait till you see it, Charles, and let us know that it is what it is, I guess.
Blessings to all of you, and thank you all so much. Stay safe. Yes, I'm going to close this in a word of prayer real quick. Thank you, Lord, for just giving us the opportunity to talk to people and for letting all of them be here. Let us always have discernment and to understand what we're supposed to put out. Thank you for your protection. Let us always be bold enough to talk and say what needs to be said, and humble enough to know that your power is also just so amazing, and the way you created the systems and taught everyone your spiritual laws. Thank you for that. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. So, two nights from now.
You have a good evening, too. 2 nights from now, nothing to thank you. Have a good evening, both of you. Everyone else have a good evening.
It do happen. Every day. Let them happen. Tell them. We'll see y'all 2 nights from now.